On today's episode, I have got Scott Ancell with me. Scott's pretty new to our business, not new to Dubai real estate though. And we're going to talk about how Scott did record-breaking figures in month one at the business, how he did it. That's the most important thing, why he did it, and how he's going to continue to do it this year. Wow.
Fingers crossed.
That was an intro, wasn't
That
it?
was a good intro.
It was, wasn't it?
That was very good.
It was good.
It's like you've done this before.
It's, well, you know, considering this is my first time ever speaking to another camera,
Yeah,
it's good, wasn't it?
that is, yeah, mustard.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. We had some good feedback there already on the podcast. Most of the people that watch are, it's a mixed bag, but it's mostly people who are either thinking of joining Huspy,
Yeah.
or getting into real estate and want to know what it's like.
Okay.
Right? So you've done both of them things.
Yeah.
You've got into real estate and been really successful, and you've joined Huspy. But I don't want this to be like a self-promotion thing, or
No.
I want to get raw, and I don't want it to be any bullshit.
Bit gritty, yeah.
Yeah. So first month with us,
Yeah.
881,000.
Get on.
Don't forget though, 881,000 dirham. What's that? 160,000 pounds
Yeah.
on the board. It's good money, right?
Yeah.
What was your previous all-time high?
For a month, it was probably around 250, something like that.
So it's about it's over 300% higher,
Yeah.
than your previous all-time high. Wonder why?
It's hard to be honest. I think it's the environment matters a lot. I think that is one of the main things I've learned since being here for like nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
I think you need to be at a company where you want to grow.
Yeah.
And you have to be in an environment where everyone's on a level playing field, and there's not that clickiness in different companies where you can't express yourself. And if you can't be who you are,
Yeah.
how are you going to excel?
Yeah.
You're stuck in like
A box.
that's how I look at it. And I think different companies will have different strategies, different programs. But if you've got a group of people that all want to excel and work together and grow as a company instead of individuals,
Yep.
I think everyone seems to excel. And instead of looking at you thinking you're a twat because you've done big deals,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking like, well
done, mate.
like, yeah,
I'm next.
yeah,
Not a lot of hating on you.
yeah. And then,
Now, what's the phrase? There's a I don't know if it's a Chinese proverb. It might not be. But it's a rising tide raises all ships.
yeah,
So it's, if everybody does well, we all, like,
go up.
as a company, we all benefit. It's
Yeah.
a much better position to be in, right?
And I think that's just a main strategy, and I think that's what Huspy offers. Definitely, that is something that I think I've noticed a lot more. And I think what helps again, whether new on the floor, is you're approachable, accessible. I don't feel like when you're coming in, there's an aura in the office where it's like, oh, Mark's here.
Yeah. Quick, pick the phone up and pretend to be
do you know what
busy.
I mean? I think that is a massive element
Yeah.
of just you being around, having that presence where you're approachable, you're talkable, you say hello to everyone, and everyone knows who you are. Because that divide in other offices does cause an issue.
Yeah.
People will just shit themselves, and then they become silent. So they don't know who you are. You don't really get to know who they are, and they separate themselves from the business instead of being a part of it.
Yeah. It's something that, so I'm the CEO of real estate, and the hardest thing for me is when we're at like 260, 270 people like that.
Yeah,
And I want to know everybody's name.
yeah,
Like, it's important to me that I have a relationship with 270 people, and it's hard.
it's tough.
And I was 42 days ago, so the memories going downhill, and the number of people's going up. And I'm like, and I don't want to ever be in a position where I have to say, who's that person, or what's that person's name?
I've had it a few times.
It's
this
hard.
week, yeah.
And you've only got 5 in your team.
Not even my team. People come over and they say, "Oh, have you got this and that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Can you send it to me on WhatsApp?" And I'm sat there on my WhatsApp, like,
What's your name?
what's your name?
Yeah, because
He's like, "You joking?" I was like,
it's a big team,
"Yeah,
though, isn't
it's
it?
a big team." I
So
think it's good that it's grown. We've got a few like quite substantial individuals joined that are also just adding that element of
Yeah.
been here before, done it, got the t-shirt, we build consistently.
Yeah.
I think everyone around is just focusing on trying to grow. And
That's
I
it.
think it's lovely to see.
It's nice, isn't it? And I think, one of the things that I think people watching will find interesting, yeah, you've done well.
Yeah.
And that's good. But you lose more than you win, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
for every success story, for every 881,000 dirham, there's probably another 881 in the bin.
Gone, yeah.
And for me, I'm quite an emotional person.
Yeah.
More so since I had the baby. She's 10 now, the baby. She's like, it's called the baby. Everything makes me like super emotional. So that must get heightened in sales, right? So if you think about, you might get 500,000 dirham commission on this deal,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't happen. How do you manage that? Like, what's your process in? Because you lose every
Yeah.
day.
I think for me, it used to be worse than it is now. But I think as you learn and you grow, you just have a different way of adapting. And I think it's always having plates spinning, like, makes that loss a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah,
because
so
you-
all your eggs on in one basket.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get
because
that.
if you're focusing mainly on one thing all the time and that one thing doesn't pay off, you're like, oh, fuck, I've just lost that deal, and it's the end of the world
Yeah.
for a week or a few days. But for me, it's like if you've got 3 or 4 plates spinning and this one doesn't happen, okay, one of these 3, I'm going to make sure they do.
I think it's a really good way to look at
Yeah.
it. And for me, one of the easiest ways to go to sleep at night is knowing that you did all you could, right?
Hmm.
So if
Definitely.
you've done right by your client and a deal doesn't happen, it's really easy to go to sleep. It's a lot harder not getting paid
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
deal never
You know,
happened.
And that's the difference, I think, if you're working with the seller side and you're doing the best job for him, or even the buyer side. We've all get in situations where a seller, again recently, was like, bring me an X amount of money and I'll take it. And then got my buyer to that level and then he wants
Wants more.
400k more. And it's
Yeah.
like, my buyer understands me. I've worked with him on and off for years. It's like he knows I'm doing the best job for him.
Yeah.
But the seller, sometimes they're not motivated, even though it's a vacant villa. They just keep testing boundaries to see what
But
they can get.
just for those who don't understand that process, unfortunately, it's a really, really common thing to happen where a seller will say, I want 10 million for this villa. And you go, okay. Like you get them 10 million and turn up and they go, yeah, I want 10.5 now.
And then
but
that 10.5 goes to 11.
And then you get them 10.5 and it's like, no one. And that is the strangest scenario that you don't see across the world.
Nah, yeah.
It just happens here mostly. And the reason is we're in a seller's market.
Yeah.
We're in a very, very strong seller's market
Yeah.
still. That sellers do hold the trump card, right?
Yeah.
If they want more, there's not much
You
we
can
can
do.
do.
And I think that's again going down to the agent side of it, down the pecking order from buyers to sellers. It's at that point, certain agents wouldn't walk away.
Yeah.
Me, my hands are up, I'm gone. Like, me and
Yeah.
my buyer are like, listen, this guy's not serious. Let's
Yep.
wait for something.
And that's okay, right? The
Yeah.
seller doesn't have to be serious.
No, yeah.
If he doesn't want to sell his house,
Yeah.
don't sell your house.
But then it's like, it's on the market, it's been vacant 3 years. So you'd think it would be in a position where he's selling. But it's like, how much more do you give that your time?
Yeah.
To go up to 14.5 or 14.2 and battle it, and it's just a
The
waste.
chance of success there is pretty low.
Yeah,
Even if you got
energy,
your
time.
buyer up exactly,
Yeah,
you're better off just doing right by your buyer and not sell it.
Yeah.
Being like, look, it doesn't look like you want to sell.
yeah,
I'm going to put my buyer into something else. If anything changes, let me know.
exactly that. Yeah,
And that's common, right? So
yeah.
what's and there's no prep for these as there never is, but what's been the hardest deal to lose? There's definitely one there
Yeah.
because it came straight to you.
Straight to my face.
Go on, let's do that
It
one.
was a Polo Homes deal. We'd met with the seller, sat down at a coffee, sellers meeting discussion about how we exit, what it looks like, all the processes, get it up, and then my buyer was about to close on it, put the offer in, and it was literally around 500k under. That same evening, someone else come in at 34.5, gone, instant. But we'd sat and spent so much time with this seller for like weeks, like build up.
You've spent the commission, right?
Spent a lot of time in my head. I had, because this was like about a year and a half ago, so I was still not very new, but obviously background for being a plumber. I was earning okay money in England. Come here as a tradie, just trying it in real estate, and then that sort of money, I was like, I'd done that.
So
Nil.
34.5, so 34 mil is 680.
1.2, yeah.
And then you double it all.
Yeah, sellers.
Yeah, it was 1.36 in it. 1.3, so 1.36 million dirham commission is about £260,000.
Sterling.
Yeah, £260,000 commission, which is a lot of money for one deal.
Yeah.
Especially if you were a plumber back in the UK,
Yeah.
even if you're a well-paid plumber,
Yeah.
£250,000 on one deal is a bit of
Life
cash.
changing. Yeah.
And you get home. I mean, just like be honest, be super honest here. You get home that night, think the deal's done. You say to the missus, start looking at new cars.
Bit different to that one, but yeah. Yeah, and it was devastating because at the time it all come together, but I feel like maybe that's just part of the road. My missus was pregnant and she was about to fly home
Yeah.
to have the baby, and I was just like, this is all I needed. This deal, I can fly home 2 months, spend it with my daughter,
Yeah.
and my missus newborn, and then it just fell out of bed. I was just sat there like,
No, she's flying economy.
yeah, so she's flying, she's in cargo.
Put it underneath.
Yeah, so it was devastating, but I think that's just part of what you have to go through to get to where you're going.
Yep.
I think if you don't, I've seen people out there that come in and they do bang, 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 but then that looks great, but then the road after that slowly starts going down. And I feel like you're always on a roller coaster. And if you're not losing, consistently winning, for me personally, it's like, what are you learning?
Yeah.
When it does hit the fan, how are you going to act? Because
Well,
you haven't.
I also think you don't get to see the losses.
Yeah.
From a lot of people, they'll say to you that we're consistently winning.
Yeah.
The example being you last month.
Yeah.
You lost. You could have done $1.5 million last month.
Yeah.
Easily. But you just
Really
lost
close.
loads of deals.
Yeah.
So you did 800 grand, 881. And well, you lost 4 or 5 deals, was it?
Yeah. I had 3 one weekend, all offers out, terms and conditions out for the former MOU. And it would either be buyer side pull out or seller then wants to again change the price or go with someone else that's got a better offer, but you get to that final hurdle. But it's that stage where I've learned just, okay, that's gonna happen, whether I'm in it or not. My buyer's not coming up.
Yeah.
Seller's got another offer for 50K.
Yeah.
Still 10 grand. So
50,000 dirham, £10,000.
so it's still at that point, it's like, right, walk away. Energy needs to go into something that's probably gonna earn me money.
Yeah.
Is a guarantee instead of something that's 60-40
yeah.
out of my favour.
And that's the thing you said earlier about having as many plates spinning as you
Yeah.
can. That if you've got 10 things spinning and 4 of them fall off,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Even if 9 of them fall off
Yeah.
and 1 of them comes in, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, because that's normal. It's normal that you lose a lot more than you win.
I think personally that's the best place to be in, is having plate spinning. Even if you've got 2, it's a lot of new brokers I see that come in, and some of them don't have that hunger, they don't have that drive. And I think when I started, I was out door knocking.
Yeah.
Twice, 3 times a week door knocking. I was always in the community centre, always talking to people, always doing things I thought in myself. Again, everyone's got their different ways. I know people that just WhatsApp and they do good. I know people that just call. For me, I tried all of them, but I think you can't beat face to face.
And I was the same. So I mean, I've been here 15 years now.
Yeah.
And when I got here, WhatsApp didn't exist.
Yeah. So you're right.
So I couldn't WhatsApp.
Wait, you're only 40?
40 years older than you.
Yeah.
WhatsApp, honestly, so it was BBM when I got here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that used to happen to me, I used to call people and they'd be like,
Yeah.
and I got home and said to the missus, and I was like, I was in Liverpool, obviously, just moved over. I'm not a fighter. That's not who I am. But if someone tells you,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm probably going to, like, I'm going to handle this.
Yeah.
And I got home and said to the missus, I'm ringing these people off and they're all telling me to fuck off.
I
And
think
she's like,
that's
well, why don't you
danger.
say to them, meet me?
Yeah.
So I was like, got in the next day. I was like, oh, Will picks the phone up and I'm like, do you want to meet me? And they're like, fucking, who's this guy?
Yeah, wait.
Some of them said, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, let's meet. So I'd fly up to Jumeirah Island's clubhouse and I'd sit down with them, have a cup of coffee. Every single person I met, you fall in love with you because you've got something about you.
Yeah.
You cannot deliver that on WhatsApp.
No.
And that's why when you said your ability to do well is based on people like you.
Yeah.
Right? So you're technically good at the job, but you could be technically good at the job and not likable. You might not be as successful.
Yeah.
Could still be successful, not as successful. Because when people meet you there, you're engaging, you're a likable person. What you'll find is if you don't get chance to display that, you won't be as successful.
That's the opportunity.
Yeah, and you can't do that on WhatsApp
No.
unless it's video.
Yeah.
So if you whack yourself on a video and that's all, yeah. But even then, it's a bit crap.
Yeah.
You get face to face with someone, we're doing business.
Yeah.
So, and that was what I found is if I rang people and I was like, look, do you want to meet? Yeah, sound okay.
Yeah.
Let's meet.
And that's what I think, like, for me, in total, like, honesty, I think relationship builds real estate. And I think, like we said the other day, how many offers and how many chats do you have on a golf course?
Yeah.
If you've got clientele that like to play golf, for me, I'm pretty shit, but I like to play golf.
It normally helps
Yeah, and I think it's a good
because it's an
conversation.
icebreaker if you're crap.
Yeah,
That might
exactly.
be why you're doing so well.
They're like, oh, he's shit, we give him a
Yeah,
chance.
because he must be good at real estate because he's crap at
He's
golf.
shit at golf. But I do think it's a great way to build relationships, like a few coffees, have a conversation, and you're going to gauge that if it's going to be a longevity relationship.
Yeah.
You can do the golf and you can do things like this with them. If not, it could just be your professional business.
Yeah.
Like, we'll go out for coffees, have a conversation, but that's it.
Yeah.
Sell your gaff. But there are relationships you can build that are that stronger, that you know that they're in and out of Dubai all the time, buying, selling. If you can get one or two of them clients, that's your bread and butter. That's your salary pay.
And you've got people right now who will only use you
Yeah.
on buy and sell side. Why?
Again, I think it comes down to trust and relationships. Like, if I've delivered a good job and I've built a good reputation in their mind of myself, why wouldn't they? It's just easy for them to say, oh, do you know what? There's so many agents out there, so many new ones that I don't know, haven't had time, they haven't come around and spent time like Scott has. It's easy for them to ring me and be like, hello, mate, think of the selling.
What
I'm
do you
having a
reckon?
conversation.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Instead of meeting again someone they don't know, someone they don't trust. We've had it before where a seller of mine would call someone up, or they'd be called. Someone would come around and value their property at about 2 million over what it's worth. But obviously they sit there and they got a rock on. They're like, "Cool,
Brilliant.
that's mad, 7 mil,
Unbelievable.
townhouse."
Yeah. What's it? Well, it won't even value at that.
No, and it's worth like
On my list.
4.9. But the hard thing you've got in today's market, which was a struggle, especially in ranches, is people come here don't have a clue.
Yeah.
And then it's hard for us that have been here for a little while to say, look, he's probably done you in a bit, 2 mil over. We'd probably exit at this. And then they're then backwards.
Backtracking there.
So then they want to go, oh, we can try it. And it just sits in the market for
Stale,
6 months or a year.
Doesn't
It's like,
sell. And then the buyer who does finally come round to see it's like, well, why has it been available for 6 months?
Yeah.
Why has it been available? So then organically, if it's been on the market for 9 months and it's on at 7 mil, they're going to offer less.
yeah.
Because they
100%.
think nobody else has bought it. So I'll start at a lower amount.
Mm.
And even then, it's just, that is just poor for business, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, I always say to sellers, like, whatever you desire for your property, we'd always go 200K above, because we know Dubai, like the guy I'm dealing with now, about to close this deal, he's advertised at 4.9 million. He's expecting 4.9 million. I said, listen, we're in Dubai. You're lucky to get 4.9. I'm going to say 4.75048. And he's like, but I priced it to sell. I said, well, then go at 5 mil. Go at 5.1. That's the way I do it, because you've always got a cushion with your sellers. I'd sit there and say, listen, seller.
Because the point is, they're just, and I do this with new starters when I spend time with them. I can't think of a time ever, where you give a human the opportunity to negotiate and they don't.
Yeah.
So if you present a property to me now and you say, Mark, this is 5.1, if at any point during that conversation you've given me the option to negotiate, I will.
Yeah.
So I will organically come in less than 5.1.
Yeah.
Now, if you've come in and gone, Mark, just to be clear, it's 5.1. If you offer 5.09, it's rejected.
Yeah.
It's only 5.1. Or at least I know where I am.
Yeah. Exactly.
But if that conversation doesn't happen, which most agents don't
do it.
they won't do that.
Yeah.
So nobody turns up and goes, asking price.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
So if I'm not saying build in a cushion every time, because, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong.
Yeah.
It depends on the scenario.
Sometimes,
But in your case, it seems to be working really well because you've got flexibilities there.
Yeah, I think, again, working with a cushion is like, if you're the seller and I say to you, right, you want 10 mil for your villa, I'll say, all right, well, then let's advertise at 10.2. And if I can get you what you want, we know we're happy. I'm covered from the seller side at 10 mil. Let me put it up at 10.2, say it's slightly negotiable, close at 10, 4%.
Yeah.
And that's how I think it works well, because if the seller wants 10 and you advertise it at 10, you're then having an awkward conversation at 9.8.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I told you I wanted 10, you're bringing me 9.8 and you're asking for a fee.
Do you know what's funny? And again, I've when I lived in the US, this was something that I used to tell agents to do because it's a weird way of doing it. And if you're an agent in Dubai, try this. It's strange, right? In the US, you get a 6-month listing contract exclusive.
Yeah.
Bring it to market today, 6%, and you get it exclusive for 6 months. So I used to say to the agents, change your contract. And they're like, okay, what do you want to change it to? Change it to 1 day. So I was like, what are we on about?
1 day.
1 day? I was like, well, if you say to your seller, you can fire me with 24 hours notice if I'm doing a bad job. 1 day listing contract, renewable daily, automatically. And if you want to fire me, you can. What it does is it forces the agent to do the job rather than sit on it for 6 months and hope that it sells. Agents were like, sounds fucking insane. Nobody ever got the 24-hour termination. What it promoted was the agent taking responsibility to go and sell the fucking house. And then the other thing you used to say to them is, well, you have to sign an agreement with the seller to say, whatever price we bring this property to market, I will never offer you less, not $1 than the price that you tell me it's for sale at. The only time I will present an offer less than what we've listed at is if you've told me to as a seller.
Yeah.
So we want $3 million for it. If I get an offer of 2.9, I'm telling you now I'm going to pre-reject every offer.
Yeah.
Unless you tell me to tell you about them.
Yeah.
Now, what that does is it changes the negotiation from agent to seller to seller to agent.
Yeah.
Because the seller goes, oh,
you
get 2.9, tell me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay. If I get 2.9, I'm not telling you to take it. I'm only telling you because you've told me to tell you. We've priced it at 3. So if I get 2.9, I'll tell you. But I'm expecting you to be in a position where you're going to accept it.
Yeah.
Because the second we present an offer, normally that buyer's expecting to do a deal.
Yeah.
And them two things changed quite a lot of the velocity of how much business we did in the US because it puts the onus on the agent to actually
do some work.
You know, like, go and sell a house.
Again, it's a major thing out here. You see people working their ass off to get the listing and they get it and they give up. Yeah. I don't understand.
Honestly, mate, right? You can do 9 months work bringing a bit of stock to market. And then the second you throw it on a portal, you go,
give up.
That's it, I'm done now.
Yeah.
Someone needs to ring me and pay me.
Yeah.
Like, the work starts the second the Form A is signed. Like, you have to go and sell the house.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things I ask, it's funny, and you should ask yourself this if you're watching it. I won't ask you this because I might put you on the spot and people are watching it. Like, how do you sell a house? I always say it to the new starters. I'm like, write a list on the board now. How do you sell a house? And it's insane how little people know about
the villas.
The next thing to do once it's listed.
Yeah.
Like, what are the activities you take as an agent to go and sell a house? And the number one thing is to go, put on a portal. It's like, okay, then what? I ask marketing to put a premium on it. Like, yeah, okay. What else? Call the buyers in the system, do a match.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. And just wait for leads to come in. But that is real estate. That's what people do. And it's like, well, if you can't write a list of 20 activities that you take to sell the property post signing a Form A, you'll fail.
Yeah. There's so many elements. Again, if you're an agent and you create other agents or you get on with other agents, another thing is just ping it to them. I've got this, pick this up exclusive. If you've got anyone, let me know. Instagram videos, just ping it everywhere.
What the best way to sell is to find somebody with something similar.
Yeah.
Who's been on market for a little bit longer than you.
Yeah.
Because if you think about a consumer, I won't bore you with consumer journey data, but
buyers.
Yeah, they should have buyers that are further along.
Yeah.
So if a buyer just comes to market today, likelihood is they want to do in your space, in the larger villa communities, you want to do 6 weeks worth of looking around, which is sensible. Look around. But if you speak to someone that came to market 6 weeks ago, they've probably got buyers who are ready to go.
Yeah.
And your property is something that they're good
for them fits. Yeah.
And if they haven't called you, do a deal with them.
Yeah.
Just get a deal done.
And what I just reminded, I had the longest buyers, I had 9 months.
9 months. Well, that's normal buy cycle in the UK.
9 months.
Yeah.
Out in ranches every other week. I just stuck with them. Because I got on with them really well. And then they ended up buying for it. So it goes to show again longevity. But I think,
Everyone lives somewhere.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Everyone lives somewhere.
Because people come and go, oh, it's a bit old.
Yeah.
Like, it's old, but it's gold.
Yeah.
It's the same as
It's old, but it's gold.
It's old, but it's gold. Because
That's
you
a
see,
tagline.
everyone wants to live in ranches or Emirates live, and I think they're the two most comparable. Like, so we do a few cross sales,
Yeah.
quite a few, from springs to ranches and our reams and stuff. And I think because they're so comparable, you've got queues for the schools, you've got the new gym in ranches opening, you've got the golf clubs, you've got every amenity you need is on site.
Yeah.
And all these other new communities are small. They might look new, but
They're quite compact, aren't they,
Yeah.
compared to what for me, when I look at, like, I've been here 15 years and 16 years now, and you take a look at what the goal was when it was just me and the missus. We
Yeah.
didn't have a kid at the time. And you look at, like, oh, the family goal
yeah,
is you live in the meadows, you live in the ranches.
yeah,
Like, that's the goal.
yeah. The end goal.
That's where you want to live.
Yeah,
And it's still the case now after 15, 16 years. All of these other communities have come to market and they're all beautiful, great communities. But ranches is still a core
Yeah.
community where people go, that's where I want to live.
yeah. And I think that's another thing. All the new developments that were coming out, well, they look great. And that's the thing with them is there's this massive market and this whole vibe of like, look at this. And some of them are overpromising and under-delivering.
Yeah.
So when people get there, they're like, oh, I
Someone
think it would be like this. Whereas ranches and springs
It's
just
mature,
always
right?
just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. When they built ranches and springs, I'm pretty sure, like, however they've gone about it, the planning of them communities, I can't think of one that's been
No.
better.
and I think the way that I see it is if I said to you now, right, if you bought in ranches or Emirates living now, if the market didn't change for 5 years, would you be happy where you are?
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you think the people that are bought on a whim, maybe other communities, would they be happy in 5 years if the market didn't?
Well, I think a lot of other people have bought in them communities expecting to ride a
in the
wave.
next- Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas in the likes of Emirates living in the Arabian ranches, you buy for lifestyle.
Yeah.
I
I guess it just depends on if it's an end user.
Well, yeah. Okay, that is Scott Ancell, who covers Arabian Ranchers 1.
Yep.
Breaks records.
Tries to.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
Sells loads of houses. 881 last month. Reckon you do more this month? Well, you're on about 450 now.
Yeah. 450. Got a Form F about to go out today. So,
Well, okay, so over 500.
yeah,
Reckon you can do 800 this month?
I'm going to try.
People who try might fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to fail, so just do it.
Yeah. All right, I'll do it.
There we go. Here they are.
882.
82. Don't forget the 2.
Yeah, the 2.
Anyone who wants to buy, sell, or know a little bit more about Arabian Ranchers, reach out to Scott. I'll tag him in one of these below. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much, mate.
Thank
That was
you,
good.
mate. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Even though I'll see you every day.
See you in a minute.